give me a second.
Yeah, I'm just going through the front part.
Holy shit, it looks like a fucking dinosaur. Wow, it is a dinosaur. Ooh, that's a notorious monster dinosaur. That looks a boy, man. Not sure how you'd watch it, but I'm broadcasting my Final Fantasy on here too.
I was just going to say where it shows me, where it puts me when I spawn in there. Jesus, this takes forever. This dude needs to quit talking. Oh no, what the hell's going on? Really?
Took a second for it to clear up, but I finally did. One thing that annoys me about this game
What?
is they have some cutscenes that use voice, and then others that just use words.
I'm fine without it. I don't even care. I read. If the word's up, I just read it. I haven't heard anybody say nothing here so far.
The company invites tens of thousands of soldiers, women, and slaves. We set sail for None of those 2,000 ships was to be seen again. Today, there are a very small number of them. So think having back on second sails clear to the new worlds that initiated Africa's first contact with the Americans. But there is no archaeological evidence of this, and it seems rather unlikely. Although the monuments used ships, they weren't explorers, preferring instead to navigate rivers and coastlines. And Wabaka vanished over the horizon, it's almost certain that the only thing he discovered was how it feels to die at sea. Back in Mali, Musa waited a few minutes for his brother to return, scanning the horizons with signs of the fleet. When he didn't, Musa had himself officially crowned Mansa Musa
Yeah, I think I made him
It
big.
was an opportunistic power grab, nothing more, rather trying to outshine his older sibling. It was also the start of Marley's almost agreements. Now, if you'd like to have your own rise to greatness, the best way to facilitate that is not sailing off into the distance or trying to start an empire. It's getting a website with Squarespace. I want to tell you about it then before we get into the rest of today's video. Now, two simple things. One, take your possibility to a website or business or a YouTube channel.
Does this spawn everybody in the same spot in town? Or?
That's what I did. Just to get
I just said for you coming in town, yeah.
because it's scary to start new things, but not knowing the simple website is not an excuse. There are no excuses available.
Seekers of both freedom and
Squarespace
fortune
is a beautiful website for whatever you're up to. If you want to sell something online, yes, do it with Squarespace. Or if you're starting a podcast, they have them all with that too. Doing a YouTube channel, obviously start the YouTube channel, but you don't
No,
really
yet
have
not
other
alone,
things.
for the
If you're
hero's
starting
arrival
Squarespace
has
with
drawn
free
the gaze of the nation's patrons these days them
or if you've got design skills, start from scratch. I never do that. I've got no design skills. I just use a beautiful template. And once you've gone through the customization process, you don't have to worry about updates, captures, or any tech BS. Or not any of that stuff. And Squarespace does do all the website stuff that you've heard of, nativeness, social integrations, that kind of stuff. All handled. So get started. Now there is a link below. Just go to squarespace.com/flags and graphics, and you'll save 10% for the first purchase of a website or a domain. That's what
That's your character?
Yep.
You got a fucking man bun.
One question, sir.
They got a little bit of everything in there. Big, tall, black dude. Feminine white male, looks like a cat. Transgender. Chinese. What I get?
Mali was the biggest empire Africa had ever seen. Well, Musa wouldn't be concerned with just holding African records. He wanted to compete with the entire known world. Not long after assuming the throne, Musa raised an army of 100,000 men and 10,000 horses. He then headed out and conquered the living crap out of their
discovery and
over the next
triumph
decades,
made the
Musa
navigator
managed to
guide this
double
brave soul
size. Under his watch, the empire grew to include basically all of modern-day Senegal, Gambia, plus parts of Niger, Mauritania, and Mali.
There's an awful lot of that type of guy around here.
By the time he was done, Mali stretched over 3,200 kilometers east to west, or roughly the distance from New York City to New Mexico. At that point, the only larger empire on Earth belonged to Mongols. To
And he's
consolidate his
slow.
affairs, Musa divided his empire into 14 provinces and placed each under the control of a local father. Like Sundiata, Musa gave his fathers a huge degree of autonomy, allowing them to preserve linguistic, religious, and ethnic identities in newly conquered territories. But like Sundiata, he also made sure that the fathers' autonomy came at a price. Gold. As much gold as they could get their hands on. By now, Mali's borders encompassed half the world's known gold reserves, and Musa claimed all of this for himself. Along with taxes, tariffs, and slaves, it agreed that all gold not in the form of dust should go to him and him alone. Throughout history, there have been some incomprehensibly wealthy people who wrote an emperor Augustus would be worth over $4.6 trillion in today's money. During his reign, the Chinese emperor Shenzhen Song controlled up to 25% of global GDP. But not even these two combined could hold a candle to Musa I's gold-stuffed pantaloons. Yet, despite being so rich he could buy and sell Mr. Burns 10 times over, Musa was almost completely anonymous. Outside of West Africa,
I gotta fight this guy.
except to traders and a handful of European American cities.
Hassel the Stone.
Short of West Africa is nothing but jungle. They were about to get a very rude awakening. So we haven't made the big deal out of it so far, but the night before this mention, Mali's official religion was Islam. Well, just so you know, Islam in the 14th century was super hot on the hash, the idea that every Muslim should go to Mecca once in their lives. Mali and his reformers had done so, but they tended to travel in small groups, visiting pilgrims. In 1324, Musa decided it was time to do his Hajj, but he was going to do it in a group befitting not a pilgrim, but a king. And in particular, this king, the richest guy who ever lived. 60,000 men. They were court officials, soldiers, traditional singers known as griots, merchants, camel drivers, women. There were 12,000 slaves and tens of thousands of sheep for food, 100 camels for chocolate. Mid-90s West Coast rapper, barely able to move beneath his bling, while that guy would have looked underdressed next to even Musa's lowliest servant. Everyone was wearing old brocade and luxury Persian silk. The first 500 slaves additionally each carried 3 kilos of solid gold. Each of the 100 camels was loaded down with 135 kilos of gold, thousands of horses, all the finest textiles in Africa. It was a cavalcade of wealth, a procession of such riches that it probably looked like a Murdoch or Knox. And when word of it finally reached Arabia and Europe, it was going to upend everything people thought they knew. Although Musa was travelling in a caravan made entirely of bling, landed in Venus mission was totally peaceful. En route to make a detour to the Songhai Kingdom and conquered it, adding several hundred square kilometers to its empire as he did. The conquest finally brought Timbuktu into Mali's fold, adding that city's immense wealth to Musa's pocketbook. Still, this bit of recreational conquering was just a sideshow. What really caused the storm was when Musa and his entourage arrived in Cairo. In 1324, Cairo was meant to be the richest city in Africa, ruled over by the great Sultan Al-Malik al-Nasir, a dude who was himself no stranger to wealth. All of Musa's entourage came marching in with more gold than anyone had ever seen. Even the Sultan had to stoop to pick up his jaw from the ground. Musa's first act was to send the Sultan 50,000 gold dinars, simply as a way of saying hi, effectively, handing him over 210 kilograms of gold. Just to make sure we're clear on how crazy this is, a kilo of gold today retails for roughly $50,000. And Musa had handed over 210 to the Sultan, while basically saying, well, this is just a little something to say thanks. Great city you got here, by the way. But while Europe would probably be pretty darn excited to receive that amount of gold, in Cairo, it actually caused a major diplomatic incident. After receiving Musa's gift, Sultan Al-Malik al-Nasir demanded the Malian king come over to meet him. But since this would have involved Musa having to kiss the ground before the Sultan's mark of respect, Musa refused. The standoff of essentially, I'm more important, no, I'm more important, got so heated that it briefly looked like a riot was going to break out in Cairo. But in the end, Musa swallowed his pride and went to the Sultan to kiss the ground. But in return, the Sultan built Cairo to Musa as his personal playground. The Malians wound up staying 3 months in the city, living in a vast house that the Sultan had decided. Every day, Musa would go out and wander the city of nearly 1 million souls, and every day he would hand out his gold like the nuggets.
What's your character's name?
Hashwell 710. How you get that thing off of there?
What? Hit that middle button.
Stories of Musa's launches were planning out across the trade routes, bringing more and more people to the city. Unfortunately,
see how you highlight it?
Yeah.
If you push like O when you highlight it, basically.
Okay. Hashwell the Stone.
Yes, that's your name.
I couldn't see because the thing was in the way. How do I do that? How do I accept that invite?
Use that middle pad again until it clicks on that little thingy over there. Just click the middle pad, and the finger will be pointing at it. Click the middle pad again. You'll see it'll go to different things.
Ooh, scary.
If it's not where you want it, click the middle pad again. It'll go to each thing. It'll cycle through.
Okay, I gotta cycle it.
There. Yeah, yeah. Now do the same thing. Also, read up on everything you can that pops up. But yeah, do that again.
We are partners. When Musa finally reached Arabia, he kept right on throwing his gold about like some kind of Vegas roller. He bought up land, splashed cash on houses for Malians to stay in huge pilgrimages. But he also took time out from building the gold markets to check out Mecca's sites, its mosques and minarets, schools and libraries. Evidently, Musa liked what he saw. When the Malians finally left Arabia in 1325, Musa didn't just leave a good Muslim. He left as a good Muslim with a plan. The plan to turn the Malian Empire into a cultural powerhouse for rival Mecca. And while his insane wealth may be why everyone remembers it today, it was this decision, more than anything, which would lead to his lasting legacy. The first thing Musa did was use his vast wealth to tempt as many Islamic scholars from Mecca as he could find. The group of intellectuals he met even included direct descendants of Prophet Muhammad and the Malian king Cyrus bragging rights. That done, Musa set off in his caravan and headed back to Cairo. The Egyptian city was still suffering the after effects of his lost visit, but Musa wasn't there to cause another economic slump. But he was back for one man in a city of almost 1 million people. A man known as Abu Ishaq al-Juddin, a poet and architect from Moorish Spain. Al-Juddin was something of a Cairo celebrity, and there he might have remained. Musa dumped 200 kilograms of gold in his fleet and declared the architect could keep all of that, plus dozens of slaves, plus a swath of land along the Niger River, if only he came to work. When Musa's caravan left Cairo shortly after, everybody went with him. In the conquered kingdom of Songhai, there lay a city with immense wealth known as Timbuktu. Al-Juddin's job was to take that city and transform it into a glistening pearl on the river, a town to rival Mecca. It's for India. To make that happen, they first have to build the greatest mosque Africa had ever seen. Today, the Jingu Abbot Mosque is recognized as an architectural masterpiece. Protected by UNESCO, it's known for its soaring mud brick architecture with exposed wooden beams and minarets that look like pyramids. Built by adding layer upon layer of wet earth until it finally took shape, it has absolutely nothing in common with the grand white stone mosques of Morocco or Turkey. And yet, it's this simple style and use of cheap materials that makes it so beautiful. Employing tradesmen from as far away as Yemen, Al-Juddin built a mosque using the same techniques and materials as the poor in Timbuktu used to build their homes. In doing so, he created a building both sacred and accessible. The building continues to function as a mosque to this very day. It probably says something that when Al-Qaeda took over Timbuktu in 2012 and set about blowing up all traces of Malian past, they still couldn't bring themselves to destroy this mosque. But the Jingu Abbot Mosque wasn't the only thing Musa brought to Timbuktu. Under his watch, the city was rejuvenated. Already a wealthy port, it soon became epic with libraries, schools, and the foundations of universities. Musa threw balls at the arts, culture, and soon 14th century Timbuktu was what Paris was in the 19th century. In short, this great city and this great empire became the focal point of an entire continent. While it would never quite achieve Musa's dream of rivaling Mecca, sure as hell came close. Unfortunately, though, this greatness, it wasn't destined to last. In its lifetime, the Malian Empire never really achieved greatness in and of itself. Instead, it just had the luck to be blessed with two great rulers, Sundiata and Musa, who separately managed to take it to its height. When Sundiata finally died, Mali stagnated, but when Musa died, it would be so long.
You bow your head and try to pray. But it's difficult to find the words. What?
In 1337, Musa I passed away of natural causes. He left behind an empire at its height and a throne which would make anyone who sat on it the richest person in existence. And therein lay the problem. No one could decide who ought to sit on that throne. Way back when Sundiata established his empire, having written into law the firstborn's rights of succession. This was fine when everyone got on and agreed to be king, but when they did, it had only one painfully obvious outcome: civil war. In the wake of Musa's death, the Malian Empire began its depressing decline. Values the greatest master on the ground, and various provinces split off or declared themselves in rebellion, or got subject to squabbles between warring rulers. While Mali itself would survive over another century, it never again covered such an extent as in Bruce's day. Never again made it through there. So the final collapse came in the 15th century. New goldfields were discovered, while at the same time new trade routes opened up across Africa, rolling Mali both precious metals
Dude talks a lot.
By 1464, the once subordinate Songhai kingdom had not just declared independence, but it had grown so strong that tourists were able to attack and overrun the remains of Mali, absorbing its riches into their own kingdom. And because the Songhai were apparently total dicks, their conquest included ransacking Timbuktu 5 separate times until almost nothing remained of Bruce's golden city. Amid 200 years after it first came into existence, the story of Mali was over at last. But not the story of Bruce. Back in 1375, a Swedish geographer had heard tales of Bruce's stay in Cairo and been so inspired by the Gold King that he created history's first serious map of West Africa. Included an image of Musa touching a vast gold nugget looking like a figure from fantasy. And it would be this image, more than anything else, that would inspire the generations to come. Right up until the 18th century, Timbuktu was the El Dorado of Africa, a place of legend where the streets were meant to be paved with gold. Tales of this semi-mystical city inspired many people to explore the Gold Coast, transforming European understanding of Africa. And while the Timbuktu they finally found wasn't like the city of myth, it was still home to one of the greatest examples of religious architecture in history. The story of Bruce I then is certainly a tale of unimaginable riches, disguised gold attached to no common. But it's also the tale of an African king who built an empire that could rival any in Europe or Asia. A man who patronized learning and culture in a region that was elsewhere wrote off as a place of savages. He might be semi-forgotten now, but Bruce I of Mali remains one of history's great leaders. Next time you see billionaires like Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, or Donald Trump on TV, just remember, the king was richer than them all, and the great African city to use those riches to build. So I really hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please do hit that thumbs up button below. Also support this show by supporting our fantastic sponsor Squarespace, who I'm linking to below. Thank you for watching.
What is that?
Mine. Why?
It's just that.
Lavender? Yes, it is. It's for men.
But I get spinning. From the moment you pop the airtight review the perfect amount of your favorite ground beans, you know coffee will never be the same. Feel fresher every day with new Starbucks Fresh Brew.
Today's video is sponsored by Floki. Floki lets you learn how to play the piano with the songs you love. Check them out through the link in the description below. More on them in a bit. Imagine for a second that aliens land tomorrow. Armed with futuristic weaponry, they take the world's leaders hostage, turning them into mere puppets. They dismantle humanity's great buildings, destroy all religion, and mass execute anyone who disobeys them. If that sounds like speculative fiction, think again. A similar scenario already unfolded 500 years ago. In 1519, conquistadors led by Hannibal Cortez landed on the edges of the Aztec Empire. Within a year, they'd captured the emperor of Montezuma II and turned it into their unhappy puppet. Shortly after, the entire empire collapsed, torn apart by the arrival of the Europeans. What most of us know the tale of Cortez? How many of us know the story of the emperor who deposed? How many know what it must have felt like to be Montezuma on the eve of his civilization's collapse? Born into Aztec royalty, Montezuma was a man destined for greatness. As ruler, he expanded his empire's reach until it dominated modern Mexico. Yet, when the aliens arrived, this great man could do nothing but watch as his entire world crumbled. Today, we're journeying through an unrivaled Mesoamerican superpower and uncovering the tragic life of its last true emperor. In the great library history, there are readers whose lives fill not just shelves, but entire rooms. People like George Washington, whose every single deed has been poured over innumerable times. On the other end of the scale, we have leaders whose lives are only a simple symbology, whose existence is such a mystery that we know almost nothing about them. It's into this latter category that Montezuma's life falls. Born circa 1467 AD, Montezuma II is one of those historical figures haunted by misconceptions. For instance, while this video is titled Montezuma II, Aztec culture didn't have regular numbers. To them, it just had been plain old Montezuma. Only, even that isn't quite right. Properly written should be this, which I'm going to try and pronounce, but it can be delightfully translated as angry likely lord. And this is an emotion I'm sure we've all experienced at one point or another. We mention this not to be pedantic dicks, but to demonstrate just how little most of us know of one of America's most significant pre-Columbian figures. But even scholars don't know a great deal more. That's because a whole ton of Montezuma's past has been lost to history. We know more or less when he was born in the last years of the reign of his namesake, the first Montezuma. We know that his father was the future ruler Axayacatl, and that his uncle was also an emperor in waiting called Ahuitzotl. But if you're here to discover what kind of relationship Montezuma had with his mother, or what he enjoyed doing as a kid, well, we can disappoint you, but we can't say that for certain. What we can say, though, is that Montezuma came of age during a time of transformation. He was just 2 or 3 years old when the Aztec emperor, or properly the Tlatoani, meaning Stuka, Montezuma I died. In the aftermath, a council of elders came together to decide who would be next to rule the empire. Unlike European society, Aztec culture didn't automatically award the throne to the dead guy's eldest son, instead electing someone from a narrow list of candidates. This would turn out to be very lucky for the young prince. Despite his uncle Ahuitzotl being older, it was Montezuma's father, Axayacatl, who was eventually chosen to become Tlatoani. From this point on, Montezuma's already pampered life likely only got cushier. As the son of the Tlatoani, the Aztecs considered their Tlatoani to be literally divine. Montezuma was a gigantic pyramid made up of rigid social classes. People received the best education, learning the dark arts of war and politics in settings so opulent they rivaled their side. By the time he came of age, Montezuma would have been as ready to rule as any king or emperor in history. So maybe it's time to discuss exactly what he was in rule.
Mastermind for QuoteWorks is the easy reporting and analysis add-on that marries QuoteWorks with Microsoft Excel to give you powerful insight into and control over your QuoteWorks data. Users of Mastermind have easy access to commission reports, sales activity analysis, past and forecast sales trends by product group, by part, by manufacturer, and of course by salesperson over any time period. These are just a few examples. In fact, any information you think is contained in your QuoteWorks data is fair game for Mastermind's amazingly flexible, user-friendly reporting. Users can make new reports in seconds, modify old ones as needed without technical help, and really dig into the available information to get needed answers and present them quickly and professionally. Sign up for a personalized online demonstration of Mastermind for QuoteWorks today by clicking on the link below or by calling 877-877-7212 extension 1. In just a few minutes, you could be reporting like an expert and mining the information value from your QuoteWorks database.
Just imagine the perfect small business that you can start. What would that look like? You'd be able to work from home. You wouldn't have to rent expensive commercial office space. Number 2, you could do it part-time. You wouldn't have to quit your day job. Number 3, you can make a lot of money doing it. We're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sure, that doesn't make you a millionaire, but wouldn't you like to have an extra couple $100,000 a year coming in, working from home part-time? It's a lot of money. Number 4, no equipment, no special machines. Number 5, no inventory of boxes of candles.
Hey, how do you get this fucking map off of here?
Number 6, no employees. You can get started with just you. And you can add employees if you want to. You don't need to. Number 7, low upfront investment. We're not talking the hundreds of thousands of dollars required to have a McDonald's franchise. So right now you're probably thinking, what is this? Well, you're going to be surprised. Number 8, Successful in your own backyard, don't have to travel. You can do it right where you're at. Number 9, no licenses or degrees. You don't have to be an MBA from Harvard. You don't have to spend a fortune on education. Number 10, this is what kicks out many of the ideas you may have in your head. You might be thinking one of those MLM, Amway, network marketing companies. No. You might be thinking it's some internet website company. No. And here's why. Because the perfect small business needs to satisfy a basic human need. Because when you do that, it works in perpetuity. It worked hundreds of years ago. It's going to work 100 years from now, 300 years from now. And what is this? What satisfies all 10 of these to make it the perfect small business that you can start creating real estate and flipping houses? That's the perfect small business you can start. It hits every single one of these points. Then how can you start with it? Get a free copy of my best-selling book, How to Be a Real Estate Investor. This book has hundreds of 5-star reviews on Amazon, but you don't have to pay a penny for it. You can get it free because you watch this video. Click the video now to get your copy of this best-selling book. And this is the book that I was I was when I first got started. Because I stumbled around for years before I got it. And in this book, I actually share with you my incredible true story about how I ended up going homeless, broke, and out of my truck in Nashville, Tennessee. And then having a turn into a mentor, I became financially free. Well, living a life
bring up your math real quick.
a waterfront mansion in Florida.
Press,
You can do this too. Real estate is timeless. It'll always be here. It has always one attributes.
Yeah,
Even
you're
though
at the
I'm
venture
doing
field,
it,
aren't you?
I
Yeah.
still do this business part-time because it's that good. So get your free copy of this best-selling book right now. And get on
Oh my gosh, why are
to
you
financial
so
freedom.
The Aztec Empire was one of America's greatest civilizations. At its height, it ruled millions of people. We've seen estimates ranging from 6 million to over 11 million and around 500 cities. Most of what we now call central Mexico fell within its lands and its southern extremity.
I gotta talk to all those people.
But this wasn't some ancient civilization like the Mayan Empire that had taken over 1,000 years ago. At the time of Montezuma Father,
have to do a lot of shit.
1469, the Aztec Empire had been standing west.
How do I make this first person?
The Aztecs first arrived in the Valley of Mexico in the 13th century. Back then, the Fertile Valley was basically Mesoamerica's cradle civilization. Great empires like the Toltecs had risen and fallen there. But by the time the early Aztecs arrived, the ideas of central power controlling the region were over. Instead, the valley was a place of innumerable
I don't play it
cities.
first person. I'm not even sure if you can, but it's first person.
Those who were good at war flourished. Those who weren't were the dodo. Robbing the Aztecs' war was something that they excelled at. Around the year 1325 AD, at least according to tradition, the migrant Aztecs established a city on an island in the middle of the valley. Known as Tenochtitlan, or the king, was their center of power. But this wasn't yet power on a grand scale. In the dark forest of Mesoamerican society, you couldn't get too powerful without attracting the attention of a bigger rival. It wasn't long before Tenochtitlan found itself under the thumb of the mighty Totonac Empire. But in this cutthroat era, the balance of power shifted all too easily. In 1428, civil war erupted among the Tamanacs. The ins and outs are complicated, but the upshot is that Tenochtitlan allied with two other city-states, Texcoco and Tlacopan, to destroy the Totonac capital. When the fog of war finally cleared, the Totonac Empire was no more. Tenochtitlan's triple alliance won. It was from this alliance that the Aztec Empire proper would be born. Considering what had lived in 1428, the empire expanded at a phenomenal rate. If you look at a map of Aztec conquests, you'll see them go from a small smudge of territory around modern Mexico City to a regional superpower in the blink of an eye. By the time Montezuma was born in 1467, the empire stretched from the Atlantic coast to within spitting distance of the Pacific. Yet, it would be wrong to think that this was an empire in the regular sense. Whereas other historical empires, like the Romans, integrated new conquests into a relatively centralized state, the The Aztecs were one of the emperor's disappointed. Conquest by the Aztecs didn't mean becoming an Aztec citizen so much as it meant a bunch of Nahuatl speakers defeating you, dumping a gigantic army of their goblin or timber and demanding tribute. In other words, the Aztec Empire was more a bunch of loosely aligned city-states with their distinct identities, united mostly in their annoyance of being this tribute to Tenochtitlan. The empire then was vast, but it was unstable. So long as it could remain the most powerful beast in the dark forest, it would survive. But the moment a bigger, stronger predator came along, well, we'll find out shortly what happens. First, we need to witness Montezuma's rise to absolute power.
You need people to pay attention to your video. You could film, but that takes forever, and is expensive. You could pay an animator, but yeah, still slow and expensive. You could just do it on your phone, but it looks cheap. With Doodly, you get highly professional videos for a one-off license. Your audience stays engaged, and you can make it all by yourself. Just drag and drop. With tens of thousands of users around the world, there's no limit to what you can use Doodly for. You can make ads and market it. Create presentations, spice up your lessons, entertain people, and you can even add in your own images and show the hand how to draw it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Amy Cohen. I have my own medical practice, and I've been using Doodly now for a few weeks to create these really fun videos to share with patients, prospective patients on social media. I've also done some presentations for some different meetings and things that I've been involved with. And it's super fun. I can stop myself from using it too often and I really like it. So anyway, Doodly has been great and easy to use and a lot of fun. So that's it. Thanks.
Hi, Jeff Newman, Road Training here to represent Doodly. A great idea, great product. Really brings in a lot of interest and curiosity. You can't get it anywhere else. So different. I increased my revenue.
After Montezuma's dad, Axiacatl, took the throne in 1469, it must have looked like the family was set. But then Axiacatl managed to screw things up completely in just a single day. In 1479, just after Montezuma turned 10, Axiacatl tried to conquer the Perpetua of Tenochtitlan Empire, only for the Perpetua to hand the Aztecs the feathered asses to them on a city.
Okay.
The entire army was conscious given the importance the Aztecs placed on their elite doing battle. It's probably lucky Montezuma wasn't old enough to fight, else this video would have been right now. But Montezuma was still too young to be a warrior, so he avoided fate, almost captured by the Tarascans, just as he avoided the fate of his sparse son. In 1480, Axiacatl fell ill. Within a year, he was dead, killed by a mysterious wasting disease that today looks more like a really unsubtle assassination by a poison.
I cannot play like looking at this guy this close. How do I scroll out of him?
We know that as per Hawaii, Axiacatl would have been the send-off party.
Well, yeah, you're definitely really close to the farm. Let me see if I can figure that out.
With what Montezuma would have felt upon getting the news upon seeing his father's mortal remains turn into smoke and fan upwards into the night sky, he simply cannot. Was he sad? Proud? Did he swear then and there to one day do better than this useless old man? No one knows. After Axiacatl's death, the empire went through a brief lull, which was ruled by the magnificently useless Tizok before he too died of one of those mysterious diseases.
Try L1 plus right stick.
In a way, getting another Atlantean admitted
Wait, right stick down. Alright, L1 right stick. Right stick down and zoom out. Right stick up and zoom in.
Now, the Aztecs believed the Aztecs, what was a golden age for them, was more of an age of, please stop conquering us. To everyone else, one of the first things Axiacatl did was celebrate his new reign by sacrificing between 20,000 to 80,000 prisoners atop the temple of Maya. This call being done, he set about vastly expanding his grand new empire, and guess who was by his side the entire time? By now Montezuma grew into a powerful young man. He'd been trained in the art of Aztec warfare and diplomacy.
Okay, so now what do I do?
Now he has had to prove himself in battle, worthy of his place.
You see that right hand side underneath the map? There's a small map.
First at Alexander's side, then as his own man, he was busy.
See those? That's a list right there. That's stuff you have to do. But also on your maps, if you see those icons above the people's heads,
Yeah.
those are quests.
Yeah, 'cause I know if I do this, I need to go back to that, right? Do I need to go back to what's on the map? The way of the Marauder thing? The exclamation point? Or does it matter?
You go back and keep doing that.
Okay.
You do it at your own leisure, man. However you want to do it. If you want to go after the Marauder shit first, do it.
What you do is you have your camera here, can you see this good? And then the music down here. And there's 1,500 songs you can choose from. I've chosen to learn Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. So what I prefer to use is the great mode. And then what you do, come closer. And then what you do is you just swap it on. That's how you do it. So when you play this.
That's crazy. All these people sitting in here.
What you do is just play along with this guy. And before you know it, I learned this, and I'm definitely going to screw it up as soon as I show you.
What's this?
That means you go ahead and click on it. It's a quest.
Oh, I can't get it yet. Okay.
Screwed it up a few times, but I think that's not bad. Seeing as I just follow this guy along in the app and learn how to play a song, I think it's pretty cool. Let's go back to the office. So yes, Spooky really is an incredible app. There are over 1,300 songs to choose from all musical genres.
What were the requirements for it?
Step-by-step courses.
I'm not big enough yet.
Enough to show you guys.
Like a level 30 or something.
Yeah, I think so. I gotta head over here. I think. Yeah, this way, I think.
This right here. That's why I have 2 laptops.
Okay, so this ain't it.
Yeah, then the Lucid can get confusing with the songs and shit. I don't know, I still get confused by this.
I'm stiff as a rock. You did not just say that.
If it's a rock.
I will work for a pirate and crew or no? I ain't gonna do it right now, they're doing.
It means he wants to fucking. Go ahead.
Well, it said it was legal work.
Oh, yeah, who cares if it's legal or illegal? Hey.
Oh.
Only when actual cheating that you need to start watching out.
Okay, find the Marauder Guild part. Okay, now what? Really? Very good bullshit. I guess sleep wharf rats. 7 sage, I don't even know what the hell that is. Captain Honeycrisp, really?
My first name on this game was Hugging Bear.
Huggy Bear?
Hugging Bear.
Oh, probably should have went with Huggy Bear.
It wasn't my choice. I used what on Final Fantasy 11. You know those extra characters I showed you?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have the retainers like that in Final Fantasy 11. You had to pay an extra $1 or $2 to have an extra character.
Oh.
Holy shit, that makes huge. Jesus. Dude, bad you couldn't see this, man. This thing don't even show me a level. What's the fate level? Level 30? I'm not level 30 in this job. Here. I could do dark. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Nobody asked you.
Okay, let's see. Alright, so where do I need to go? Or where... Are you even in here?
No. I was for a little bit. Actually, I'm right outside of there. You see on your right-hand side of that list, the green check mark means it's complete. You can take it back and complete it. Now, if you click on that little thing over there, you know, if you hit your middle pad and you get over to that list, you go up and down, you can actually click on each individual one and it'll bring up a description, sometimes a map.
So you gotta turn that in, right?
Yeah. Like, click on it and bring up the map. Like, that's where it is. Right there.
Okay.
So that's all you gotta do is go back and find out where it's at.
I need to go down.
Throughout the city has those crystals. Every place you go has those crystals. You need to go to every one and attune yourself to the crystal.
Alright.
That way you can fast travel. Just like how you see me teleporting, you have to go to that crystal first and attune yourself before you can teleport there.
the hell?
Now, Destiny would have had half the fucking storyline finished.
Right? Right. Okay, I think I did something wrong.
On here, you barely even got a quest done. Oh, fuck. Never. So weak. Maybe I got all the equipment for Dark Knight.
I gotta find that guy that's gonna tear apart.
strike, with the Park Slash, you do 300 plus the short key. Alright, unleash deals in unexpected damage with a potency of 150. Ooh, that's an AoE. Great grit significantly increases in energy generation. Effect. Damn, I got the shit to fucking tank on this bitch. Deals. Oh, go ahead, be careful. Oh, Dark Knight's the tank, never mind. Sweet. I'm on a tank job right now. Backslash events. Let's see what this one looks like. I don't look like it does anything. That did nothing for me.
So do I just go around and just start joining guilds?
What?
Do you just go around and just start joining guilds like crazy?
Yeah, well, you'll unlock your jobs.
Oh, that's okay. So if they're red, I can't do them.
And you just have to go click on it to see what the requirements are.
Right now I'm looking for wharf rats. And I have no idea where they would go.
Oh, snap. That is what I need to stay out of that.
I'm gonna go, man.